You are taking a live look here over Kerr County in Texas. As you can see, they are still dealing with extensive flooding. Sadly, we have learned that the death toll does continue to rise as a result of that extreme flooding that they've seen over the past day or so. I do want to head out there live and bring in Mike Tobin with Fox News joining us here with the latest information. Mike, thank you so much for being here. I know a lot of the information is fluid, but officials are releasing more and more and have over the past hour or so.
They have over the past hour, and I can tell you in the past hour we've also seen the helicopters overhead. And one of the things that was released by the city manager is they're going to go old school with boots on the ground. You can see behind me a lot of the banks of the river that are now exposed because those floodwaters have receded. They're going to put people out there simply walking up and down the river. They've got information from locals as far as where debris does collect when it floods, and they're going to look in there for victims and hopefully some survivors. The official number of people who died in this flash flood, and 27 people are missing is the one solid number they have about people missing, and those are the girls who were at Camp Mystic, the all-girls Christian camp, and they have lost contact with the outside world. Some bodies have been located. They're going through the very delicate and sad process. So there's not a lot of room for optimism as far as the girls missing from Camp Mystic. That being said, Congressman Chip Roy did tell a story about someone who clung to a mattress in the floodwaters all night long and was rescued. So it is possible that over time you will find people who can still be saved. As far as the rescues, somewhere around 800 people have been pulled out of the floodwaters and taken to safety. Most of the people who have been saved are people who got to high ground. We know of a couple of different camps where the road was out. No one could get to them, so they dropped them supplies overnight. Now with the sun up, with the ability of rescue crews to do more extensive work, it's likely that they've been able to get vehicles to those people. What is unknown at this stage in terms of the number of missing and the number of vacationers. There are a lot of people who come to the Texas Hill Country for quick vacations. They go to the wineries out here. There are live music venues, breweries, things of that nature. So you had a lot of people who would have taken those quick vacations for the 4th of July, and those people are just unknown at this point. And sadly, as you talk about that number of deceased at 27, anticipate that probably will go up, Josh.
And I did want to ask you, Mike, because, again, a lot of the information is fairly fluid. There was just a news conference that took place that was with several of the officials there in Kerr County. Have we heard from Governor Greg Abbott, Lieutenant Governor Patrick, if they plan to provide any sort of update today, or is that kind of in flux as well?
That is in flux. We know that we're going to get another update in the afternoon, and Governor Greg Abbott did the press conference yesterday when he signed the emergency declaration, freeing up so many resources here. In fact, the resources, the government, the federal government and the state government have been so cooperative that the emergency crews out here say that they don't need any more manpower. They're encouraging people not to show up and volunteer at this point because it just it creates clutter. And then when you start talking about people who are putting drones in the air, it can actually become hazardous to the helicopters that are working in the area.
And my last question, Mike, before I let you go here, I know that there was a lot of rain that was still coming through the area yesterday. Is that still the case now? Have things started to clear up as far as the weather goes?
It has started to clear up as far as the weather goes. It's been kind of misty out here all day long. You can see that the floodwaters have receded. But when the floodwaters recede from one area, it doesn't necessarily get rid of the danger. I once had an emergency work. When it floods here, the floodwaters do dissipate and they even out as they move downriver, but they still move downriver. So you have areas downstream that are now talking about flash floods and putting out warnings to the local population there.
All right. Mike Tobin there with Fox News, joining us from over in Kerr County. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here, and stay safe out there.
Got it.
भाई यहाँ पर पूछो रे, भाई क्या हो गया?